So tonight I'll sing a song to all my friends, also to those we won't be seeing again, to those I knew and those I still adore, and I want to see once more. I just pray that you will love me and trust me, laugh with me and cry with me, spend those silent times with me, love me evermore, love me evermore. You and I were lovers, our dreams were not sound by love, and when my friends betrayed, meant you never would be my wife. Harsh words were said and lies were told instead. I didn't ever mean to make you cry.
Mesdames and messieurs, good evening. Anguish, anxiety. Because his soul is pure and innocent, it is all the more susceptible to becoming troubled and tarnished. The tarnish becomes an indelible stain, a stain that gradually spreads. When one is no longer able to trust others, is that when one truly becomes an adult?
This is so amazing. The Earth looks so small from here.
Yes. In the vast cosmos, it is nothing more than a tiny speck of dust. And what's more, separated from Earth by a distance of 25 light years as we are now. The light of our world you are looking at was reflected off the surface 25 years ago.
25 years ago?
Indeed. A lifetime.
Thank you. I'm glad you brought me with you. Looking at them across space, all the things that I was agonizing over seem so small and insignificant.
Perhaps, but you must beware. Hatred and malice are amplified in the darkness of space.
Huh?
Everyone has gone away now. Franz has left. So has Albert. Thanks for coming on such short notice.
It's fine. I wanted to see you. I'm going to have to go away for a little while.
So will Albert be going with you?
No. Apparently he went off somewhere on a trip of his own, even though his father's in the middle of a big campaign. Can you believe him?
What do you mean somewhere?
I'm sorry. I just don't know any more than you do.
I see.
The one thing I can say for sure is that he's gotten himself mixed up in something potentially dangerous, and he still hasn't managed to figure that out.
Franz, you know
Yes, I know. You're a victim of this too. Listen, whatever happens from this moment on, don't forget who you are. Look for the truth with your own eyes.
Before I happily made your acquaintance, I traveled about the universe, operating this entire ship by myself.
You flew a huge ship like this by yourself?
Yes. At the time, I was quite proud of the fact that I was able to develop sufficient skills to operate it single-handedly. Come, I want you to take a look at something.
What is that?
The Milky Way. In the ancient Orient, it was called the River of Heaven.
River of Heaven?
This is what I have been wishing to show you.
It's just so beautiful.
According to legend, two lovers live on the opposite banks of the galaxy, separated from one another by the River of Heaven. They say that once a year, they cross the river and are reunited.
That's a romantic story, don't you think?
Long ago, I had a friend, a sailor who was born in Marseille. I heard that story many times from him.
Well, if that's the case, I bet that your friend was very much in love.
This sailor of which I speak had a beautiful fiancée and a best friend with whom he felt at ease. These three were childhood friends and were always keeping an eye out for one another. Indeed, they were very much like you, Monsieur Franz, and Mademoiselle Eugenie. Unfortunately, over the years together, the best friend had fallen in love with the sailor's fiancée. And then, the friend, who became obsessed with the idea of having her and would stop at nothing to possess the fiancée, framed the sailor for a crime which he did not commit. Unbeknownst to anyone, the poor sailor spent more than a decade chained up in a prison located in the depths of space.
I can't believe it.
But a miracle occurred, and the sailor was set free, whereupon he returned to Marseille.
Oh, that's good. I'm relieved to hear that.
However, that beautiful fiancée, rather than waiting for the sailor's return, had become engaged to his friend instead.
So sad. I wonder why she didn't wait for the sailor to come home.
Also, why did the sailor's friend steal away his fiancée in spite of their friendship? The sailor, having been betrayed by both his best friend and his fiancée, never returned to Earth again. Albert, why do you cry?
I don't know. Until just recently. I was just like you are. I never thought I could believe in anyone. That's what I told myself. But for some reason, when I see your face, the very thought of living that way seems to me like the saddest and loneliest thing in the world. Promise me, Count. Promise me that we'll always make sure that our friendship is the exception to the rule. At the very least, you're the one person in my life I can trust.
The watch that I gave you, is it still ticking away the time as it should? Albert, I shall be departing Paris sometime in the near future.
What do you mean you're departing? But Your Excellency, this is so sudden. Wait a minute. It's not because of your illness, is it?
Not at all. The reason I came here is that there was a certain matter I had to see to in Paris, which is why I have kept my residence in town on the Champs-Élysées. However, the task I came to accomplish will soon be coming to its final conclusion.
No, don't say that. Please, stay in Paris for good. Or, if staying in Paris isn't possible, then I want you to take me with you when you go. I don't think that I could bear being apart from you.
I'm moved, Albert. I didn't realize you thought that highly of me.
I do.
Your youthful passion will cool to wiser reason.
That's not true, Count. To me, you are... I mean, the way I feel is...
One day I will ask you how all that has happened has affected you. I can't help but to wonder if you'll feel the same when that time finally comes.
Excellency, there's a message from Paris.
If you will pardon me.
Monsieur Noirtier, please, you have to tell me. Tell me what Gankutsuou is. What's this? Hey, wait! In the event of an emergency, it is possible for a third party who knows the password to use this pen to make contact with its owner. Does this mean that if I can figure out the password, I can access your mind directly?
To you, General Morserf.
Well, very good then. By all means, please step up.
Valentine, I'm certain that your grandfather told you to remember a certain password. Do you know what it is?
Valentine, I am now surrounded on all sides by enemies. If by chance or devious design anything should happen to my body, it is essential that you remember this flower.
Blue Rose. My name is Hede. Many circumstances brought me here, and I have for some time eagerly awaited the day I'd be able to meet General Morserf.
You're very kind. I am most honored. This may sound rude, but by any chance might we have met somewhere before?
We have, 10 years ago, and I will never forget it. I was 4 years old at the time, in Janina.
Janina?
You did us the great honor of protecting us from our enemy. You were an officer with the Space Defense Force.
Oh, that's how you know me.
You were a patriot, defending our country. At least that's what I believed. Until that day.
Done.
I never expected that I would be using this channel for this purpose. Still, I have no further need for it now that I have left my life in politics behind. I wish to thank you, Franz. You and your friends have kept my granddaughter safe for me. If there are things in my memories that might prove useful, you are welcome to them. It's the least I can do for your kindness. Take good care of Valentine.
Who in the world are you?
I am a sad woman who had the terrible misfortune to lose her father at Janina. And then, before I could even begin to grieve for him, I was handed over to slave traders with my mother. My father fell victim to the intrigues of a certain young officer and lost his life as a result. Oh!
I don't get it. What is this?
I'm curious as to what this story has to do with these proceedings.
Are you trying to say that your past has no bearing on this, General Morserf? I mean, Fernand Mondego?
What? What is she talking about? Who is that woman?
Mondego?
Gankutsuou is... the Chateau d'If. Edmund Dantes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Hede Tebelin, the daughter of Ali Tebelin, the Pasha of Janina, and his wife, my mother Vasiliki. My father was destroyed by your conspiracy, and my mother, chained in slavery, lost her life to despair. Surely, there's no justification for your actions.
What is this nonsense you're spewing? Listen! This is a conspiracy! A rebellion by malcontents who are trying to disrupt my campaign!
He's right! Grab that woman and throw her out! It's a conspiracy!
Don't fall for her lie!
Well then, I think it's time for you to leave.
You shut your mouth, Fernand Montague!
What is this? You stop looking at me like that!
Are you able to prove what you say?
What? Isn't that proof that will never fade for as long as I live? Proof that was branded into me when I was turned over to the slave traders by that man. This brand is a record of everything that I have endured.
Hede, this dagger belonged to your father. Take it. If you think that you're about to be violated, use it. And end your life.
Fernand Montague, you can change your name to whatever you want. But the blood of my father that splattered onto your forehead that day will never disappear as long as you live! Wasn't a mistake. I did the right thing. He is my sworn enemy, the man who stole everything from me. So why do I feel like this? Ollie. I'll tell the Count. I'll have to go tell the Count right away. He must stop this. I can't let him go through this.
Count, what's the matter? Has something happened?
Why do you seem so anxious, Albert?
I'm not sure. It's just that I sense the presence of a deep and terrible darkness near me. Count, what should I do?
Albert, you should return to Earth without delay.
Huh?
At a time like this, you should be by your father.
My father?
Tell him he should watch out for enemies. You should watch your back, too.
Excellency, has something happened to my father?
You should return home at once. I will lend you my ship, the Spada. The time has come for you to finally learn everything. This may very well be the last time we meet.
No, Count!
Goodbye, friend. And fare thee well.
Count. Why? I thought we were gonna trust only each other. Wait a minute, Count! Excellency! Count, don't do this! Excellency! Please let me stay! Let me stay!
Bertuccio! We're going back to that city, where vice flourishes!
Stand by for atmospheric re-entry.
What you see is not what it seems. I travel through space to be with you here. What you don't know, you shouldn't fear. Till I strike. You won't see me coming. You won't see me coming. Till I strike.
Everything was a lie. The tiny rip becomes an enormous tear, and everything I had believed in falls and is swallowed up. Next Gankutsuou, The Count of Monte Cristo, Act 16. Scandal. Bide your time and hold out hope.